This week on eNEWS, the college gets a visit from a famous contractor, local businesses take on the bowling alley for charities, and the Kodiak's basketball teams are set to face national competition. Hello and welcome to eNEWS. I'm Eric Mickelson.
And I'm Rachel Crow Spreading Wings, and here's our top stories. Students at the University of Lethbridge have taken to the streets, literally. They spent 5 nights outside with only a cardboard box for shelter in an effort to promote awareness for homeless youth. Demi Knight has the story.
Thank you.
In efforts to raise money for the Woods Homes Foundation, students at the university are participating in a 5 Days for the Homeless campaign. During these 5 days, the students are found around campus asking for donations, busking for money, and giving away coffee in hopes for change, all while living completely off the streets. Event organizer Samantha Richardson says it's an eye-opening experience as it shows homelessness in its true form, rather than just an invisible problem.
Well, I think homelessness, our society likes to make invisible, and so ignoring it isn't going to fix the problem.
The campaign works to attract a lot of attention from passers-by. However, participant Ty Cusack says this event really does help to make a difference in the lives of many struggling youths.
Actually, I just talked to a gentleman who was homeless for 30 years. He's been in a home for 5 years now, and he's been helping people get off the streets ever since. And so it's nice to see somebody like that come by and say, yes, you guys are doing a great job. And if this was around, I probably would have been much better off.
Woods Homes Emergency Youth Shelter is the forefront of this year's 5 Day for Homelessness campaign. All proceeds made during these 5 days go towards this shelter to give people any help they may need. Last year, over $11,000 was raised, and the participants are hoping for a very similar result again this year. For eNEWS, I'm Demi Knight.
The issue and campaign aren't specific to Lethbridge. Many post-secondary schools across the province participate in the 5 Days for Homelessness campaign to give a social problem a higher profile. For more information on how to donate or become involved, visit 5days.ca.
He's Canada's most trusted contractor, and he just gave the green thumbs up to 2 local businesses. Celebrity builder Mike Holmes visited the Lethbridge College Trades facility to see how it's crafting better builders. David Opinko has more.
Working with the kids, the next generation of skilled trades, is very important to me.
If there's anyone in Canada that knows about the trades, it's Mike Holmes. He's been the star of 5 different home renovation shows over the years, and now he's working with communities across Canada to ensure their building standards are up to his. The Holmes Group just announced their new partnerships with Bezoyan Contracting and Strandville Living, 2 local contractors. Holmes says giving these businesses extra accreditation will ensure Canadians a better present and a brighter future.
Creating these relationships across Canada has been key, and now working with the young to get into it and learn better technology and better building practices. There is no negatives here, just nothing but a positive.
Hundreds of people and even a dog turned out to meet Holmes. Mayor Chris Spearman believes that simply getting to meet someone of Holmes' pedigree can help people become better in their field.
Another important thing is to make sure that the people who are attending the college who are learning and becoming tradespeople get exposure firsthand to the best people in Canada, the best companies in our city, and learn the best techniques.
Holmes says he enjoys working with current trade students and inspiring the trade students of tomorrow.
I've heard a lot about how do I get in the trades. This is kind of hard to get in the trades. It's never give up, be positive about what you're doing, work with a good builder or good company, people that care about you. Don't listen to anyone that doesn't. Tell them to kiss your butt and go away.
Holmes says 80% of homes in Canada don't have healthy, clean air. This is why he's encouraging post-secondary trade students to continue to innovate so they can positively impact Canada's environment and its living standards. For eNEWS, I'm David Opinko.
Holmes recommends all trade students get their red seal so they can be officially recognized across Canada.
The Galt Museum has opened a new exhibit that demonstrates how one Aboriginal community is bridging the gap between Native and non-Native peoples. The exhibit was proposed by University of Lethbridge student and guest curator Rob Firstcharger.
This photo exhibit showcases local, national, and international people who have proven themselves worthy to advise the people.
Rob First Charger, who is from the Kainai First Nations, is the guest curator at the Galt. He says the exhibit has both traditional and practical significance.
Getting a name, and it's been a custom practice of these kind of recipients to receive a name of a famous chief.
The Kainai First Nation has honored a number of political people over the past few years. Mayor Bob Tarlick was inducted in 2005 and given the name Many Horse. In 1977, His Royal Highness Prince Charles visited the Kainai people and was named after Chief Red Crow. After Prime Minister Harper made a public apology to the First Nations people for the residential school trauma inflicted upon them by the Crown, he was given the Blackfoot name that translated to Chief Speaker.
Getting a name was kind of neat. It's like an acceptance to the tribe.
This exhibit highlights the traditional culture of the Blackfoot people. Museum curator Wendy Atkins feels that it is essential for the growth of all the communities in the area to understand the beauty of the Blackfoot people.
This is an important part of cross-cultural communication between the Kainai people and non-natives. It's
Kainai Chieftainship exhibit will run at the Galt Museum until mid-June.
Riding the bus is about to get a lot easier in Lethbridge. Lethbridge Transit has unveiled a new initiative to help riders, including students, with their daily commute. I took a look into how you can take the issue of bus routes into your own hands. Lethbridge Transit is at the Home and Garden Show giving demos on this payment machine that is drawing a lot of attention. Public transportation in Lethbridge has been a hot topic over the past couple of years. Concerns bubble around the cost and the coverage of the city. University of Lethbridge student Katie Felger uses transit to get to and from school every day.
It's real expensive for how short the distances are, and it takes so long. From far north to the university, it's 45 minutes of buses when it's a 20-minute drive.
Lethbridge Transit is ready to launch a real-time information system providing mobile updates on bus routes and weather updates. At the downtown location, they will also have a big screen that shows when the next bus is coming for all of the routes that go through here. It also includes a trip planner online to tell you what buses to use and where to catch them when planning a trip. Lethbridge Transit has also updated its Access-A-Ride system with voice calls, emails, and text message updates on bus arrival times and more.
Well, we always want to stay on top of technology and be a forerunner, I guess, for smaller transit properties in smaller cities. We did our Breeze card in 2011, and we're one of the first smaller cities to do that, and we want to keep going with that trend and stay on top.
Felger says that this new update will save her a lot of stress when planning her trips around town.
It'll be very convenient because if you don't really know how the bus works, the website's not super specific on where the buses are when, and they're not always there. So being able to actually check would be super convenient and nice.
You can find LA Transit's Home and Garden Expo display in the North Pavilion at Exhibition Park. The Home and Garden Expo offered up a lot more than just busing information this week. The annual event brought together vendors offering the latest in products and services for those looking to make improvements to their house and yard. Cole Smith is standing by to show us more about the expo. Cole?
Thank you, Eric. The Home and Garden Show opened on Wednesday and went through the weekend with vendors from Alberta as well as North America coming to showcase ideas on how to make your house a home.
From mini donuts to mini golf, this year's Home and Garden Expo has been a hole-in-one. Hundreds of vendors have come to Lethbridge to show what's new in this industry, like local landscaping companies. Landscaping has become more popular as more options have become available to people, such as eco-friendly options and creative designs. Prairie Scapes and design vendor Gary Vanderwall says shows like this gives companies like his great exposure to potential customers.
I think it's very important, especially if when I'm starting out, then to get the word out there, your name out there. And of course, I think it's really important because you get to show how creative you are. That's to me is that's everything to me.
Gary Vanderwall says the Home and Garden Expo, like this one behind me, gives landscaping companies the opportunity to showcase their creativity as well as show projects and eco-friendly initiatives that both save money and the environment.
The Lethbridge Home and Garden Show this year has been asking vendors to show off some of the eco-friendly material in an effort to help the environment. Companies such as Bluegrass Landscaping have done their part by showing off how they can recycle rainwater to use for water displays like this waterfall feature. This is a great demonstration of the creativity and design that goes into making green spaces like this. Bluegrass Landscaping owner Verlin Torkelson says he's excited to show off his company's new program.
One of the things we're showcasing here that's not exactly new but is really exciting is a rain exchange program. So really it's rainwater capture. So we capture it off the roof of a building and then we run it through some kind of a water feature to keep it fresh, and then you can capture and reuse the rainwater for your garden, for whatever you want it for. So it's really...
This year's show at the Exhibition Center is expected to have a higher turnout than years past.
What were the eco-friendly initiatives that they were showing?
Well, there were several, but two were mainly displayed, one being recycled tree mulch and the other being underground irrigation.
Thanks, Cole.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at why a small town hockey club played for a big cause and how local businesses rolled strikes for children.
At Interfaith Food Bank, we provide more than just food.
We provide free cooking classes to teach people the value of eating healthy on a low budget.
Interfaith Food Bank strives to help kids live up to their potential by offering them the chance to make delicious snacks and explore the kitchen. With the help of our wonderful volunteers, the Interfaith Food Bank can assist you in many different ways. Stop in and experience it for yourself at 1103 3rd Avenue North.
Go to the store.
Did you lock the doors when you left?
Let the dog
Did
out?
you turn off the stove?
These are the sounds that people with schizophrenia deal with on a daily basis. At the Schizophrenia Society, they are here to help people with this disorder work towards improving their quality of life with programs like music, drama, partnership programs, and family support groups. With your donation today, you have the chance to make these programs free for people who are living with schizophrenia and related disorders. Donate today at schizophrenia.ab.ca or go to 234C 12th Street B North.
Pause. 1.5 million Canadian families aren't able to afford their rent. Rewind. Habitat for Humanity Lethbridge gives them the chance to reverse this trend. Visit habitatlethbridge.ca to volunteer to turn their circumstances around, because everyone deserves a place to call home.
Hockey is a game of passion. For many Canadians, it unites us as a community and allows us to do some wonderful things. One local hockey club played for a great cause over the weekend, and as Colby McKee reports, the cause hit close to home for one player.
That goal was scored by a member of the Tabor Fading Sons Hockey Club, an old-timers hockey team that has been in existence for over 30 years. The club recently hosted its annual charity hockey tournament, bringing in 12 teams for the weekend-long event. The first game of the tournament featured the hometown Tabor Blazers facing off against the Lethbridge Old-Timers. For goaltender Glenn Shigami, this game means more to him than most other games. His wife Cheryl was diagnosed with breast cancer over a year ago, and he says it has been a difficult time for him and his family.
She was diagnosed in April. And it's just been nothing but a whirlwind, so we went through with the Jack Adams Clinic Center there. She had surgery, and her recovery is really good. So I'm going to tell all those ladies out there, early detection is a good thing.
Every year, the Tabor Fading Sons Hockey Club donates to a different organization. In previous years, they've donated towards the Kidney Foundation, as well as the Lung Association of Canada. This year's proceeds go towards the Breast Cancer Society of Canada to support women like Glenn's wife. Event organizer Jody Ginther is Shigami's friend. He says that this tournament does its best to help out in any way possible.
And anything that we can do to try and make it better either for our girls or anybody else that's going to suffer from this, we're all over that. We're big for that.
For Shigami, an opening night victory in honor of Cheryl was his goal from the get-go.
We always have fun whenever we play a game, but this is definitely a special game for us, for myself, my family, as well as our teammates. I wanted to win the game for her, so we did, so that was a good thing.
Colby McKee, eNEWS.
According to the Canadian Cancer Society, over 24,000 women were diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. That represented 26% of all new cancer cases for the year. And now with the weather, here's Kyle Kazema.
That nice weather we've seen this past week will start to disappear come Monday, as we'll have a chance for some flurries. On Tuesday, the sun will come out, but the weather will still remain underneath that 10-degree mark. On Wednesday, we'll have a chance for some rain, but the weather will pick up again on Thursday and on Friday, as we'll rise up to a high of plus 14 on Friday. The nice weather will continue into the weekend, where we will see some sun and temperatures in the mid to high teens.
Thanks, Kyle. Businesses from Lethbridge came together to show that raising money for a good cause can be much more than attending a banquet or bidding in a silent auction. Kiana Nelson reports on the Bowl for Kids' Sake campaign and the fun that's involved in the yearly event.
6-year-old Katie Suchi came out to bowl and have fun last weekend as she participated in the Bowl for Kids' Sake campaign. Suchi says she plans to also participate next year with friends.
I really like to bowl because it's so much fun and you get a lot of points when you win. I like to win lots of stuff.
Each team had to have at least 4 to 6 participants and then had to raise a minimum of $300 that's going to be donated to the Big Brothers Big Sisters Club. The campaign is a national event that is held every year across Canada, and the organization in Lethbridge looks forward to the overall fun, clear game every year. With 350 participants from both weekends, Holiday Bowl was packed and every lane was busy. The funding goes towards to keep the free mentoring program afloat, staffing, and other programming for the facility as a whole. Executive Director Jen Visser says that the kids are truly the reason why Big Brothers Big Sisters hosts the event every year.
To see, children who may not have a support in their life or may just not have that friend to go to and see the changes that they go through after they get a big brother or big sister is just amazing.
Even though Katie didn't know she was bowling for a good cause, the fact that she got to spend a night out bowling with her family makes it worthwhile. For eNEWS, I'm Kiana Nelson.
Organizers say Bowl for Kids' Sake easily surpassed the fundraising goal of $40,000.
The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat were on display at Lethbridge's own Kapow Comics this weekend. The store drew in competitors from across Alberta for a gaming tournament that earned one lucky and skilled participant a trip to Las Vegas. Michael Doherty has the details.
All right, GPT players, welcome to round 1 of GPT Vegas. You may begin.
That's Nick Bond of Kapow Comics announcing the beginning of Lethbridge's first trial for Grand Prix Las Vegas, an international tournament for the card game Magic the Gathering. The tournament involves individuals bringing custom decks of cards and facing off against one another similar to a heads-up poker match. The game has been gaining popularity in the last few years and was even recently featured on an episode of South Park.
I am attacking, but with a newly summoned Spark Ghast who has Trample, 4 damage to your Planeswalker.
Michael Bird, a judge who works for Wizards of the Coast, Magic's parent company, helped to oversee the event. Bird is a competitive player himself, but says that he likes to give back to the community by overseeing and running events like this.
The competitive community in Lethbridge really needed another judge. We only had one guy who was running all the tournaments, and he wasn't always available, or sometimes he wanted to play, so we could actually go to the big competitive tournaments out of town. So I just felt I needed to pick up the slack.
The main prize for this tournament included a seat at the table for Grand Prix Las Vegas, one of the largest Magic tournaments in the world.
The tournament drew competitors from all over Alberta, including Calgary and Edmonton, but it was a hometown hero who took top honors. University of Lethbridge finance student Jordan Reed, who's been playing competitively for 2 years, says that he's excited for the chance to test his skills in Las Vegas.
There was a lot of good competition, and I had a lot of fun. You know, got to go out and play some modern, which I enjoy playing, and it's a good day.
Reed says that he plans on spending time between now and Vegas practicing and focusing on his studies. For eNEWS, I'm Michael Doherty.
The tournament that Jordan qualified for will be held from May 28th to the 31st of this year in sunny Las Vegas. Coming up after the break, how Lethbridge College Kodiak's basketball teams are hoping for nothing but net at a national competition, and how an athletic event has become a family affair for a Lethbridge family.
No cat wants to be abandoned or to be left in the streets to starve or freeze. Every living thing deserves a home with love, care, and safety. The Last Chance Cat Ranch is a volunteer-run, not-for-profit, no-kill cat rescue. We're dedicated to finding forever homes for every cat in southern Alberta. Contact us today to learn more about adoption, fostering, and volunteer options. We believe that every cat should be loved and cared for. The Last Chance Cat Ranch. Help make a difference for our furry friends.
According to CanadianWomen.org, more than half of all Canadian women have experienced one instance of sexual or physical abuse since the age of 16.
That means one of us has been abused.
Every 6 days, a Canadian woman is killed by her domestic partner.
That's one Canadian woman's life per week.
If you think domestic violence isn't your issue, then think again.
Because it's happening, right here, in your own backyard.
Head to womenspace.ca to get involved in your community. Women's Space. Women.
For women.
Welcome to the Kodiak Report. I'm Kiana Nelson, and I'm here today with Ian Bennett. Thank you so much for joining us. So you had a successful season with the men's volleyball team this year. So what was your game plan in coaching them for this year?
It was entirely about our learning curve. Having 13 first-year athletes, we knew maybe we wouldn't start the season at the same level as other programs. But we did have that potential for growth, and we had to make sure we exploited that every night in practice, and hopefully it would show up on weekends, and I think it did.
Perfect. And what are your feelings about winning ACAC Coach of the Year?
Somewhat complacent. I think it's a nice pat on the back. If I could choose to have 2 more points in our last match, I'd certainly take those. But it's a testament to how hard the players have worked. I think I give my best effort coaching every year, and some years it works out a little better than others, but that's a reflection of the players we have this year and the assistant coaches as well.
Perfect. And so what's your plans for next year?
Actually, last week I resigned from the position. Just with where I am in my life, there's other priorities now, but it looks like one of our assistant coaches, Mike Hawkins, will be taking over the program. I expect him to do an excellent job. I think the program will take off where we left off.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, that's all the time that we have today on the Kodiak Report. See you next time.
The Lethbridge College Kodiaks are a long way from hibernation. After claiming the ACAC men's and women's basketball championships, both squads are hoping to feast on their competition on a national stage. Sarah Striga begins the eNEWS team coverage with the men's Kodiaks.
There you go, Petey.
Last weekend, the Kodiaks basketball teams made Lethbridge College history by having both teams take home the Alberta College's Athletic Conference gold medal. This week, the men's team is preparing for their trip to Hamilton, Ontario, to compete in the Canadian Collegiate Athletic Association's national competition held at Mohawk College. With a great reputation in the athletic community comes a great work ethic, as shown by the Kodiaks' hunger for another gold medal.
The last time the Kodiaks men's basketball team took home ACAC first was over 20 years ago. But with an ambitious team and great leadership, they hope to take the gold next weekend.
With focus on defense and working closely as a team, the men's team is focused and ready to take home another medal. Players like Chaz Johnson, a fourth-year wind turbine technology student, played a key role in the defeat of the Medicine Hat Rattlers and in securing their CCAA spot. Awarded the MVP of the ACAC tournament, Johnston explained that he owes his success to the functionality of the team as a whole.
Felt all right. Should have gave more credit to my team. It was a team effort all weekend.
The Kodiaks finished second in the South Division and defeated Medicine Hat in the conference final. This made them ACAC champions and brings them to a 7th place bid in the CCAA championships.
We just gotta get stops and our offense will come to us. There's a lot of good teams there, but I believe in our defense and our system, and we should be able to get it done.
For eNEWS, I'm Sarah Striga.
The Kodiak women's team is also riding a wave of momentum following recent events at provincials. Jessica Goose explains.
You know what? They played their hearts out on the weekend and they got it done.
And did they ever? The Lethbridge College women's basketball team defeated their rivals, the St. Trojans, 61-40 for the ACAC provincial title. With 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals in the final game, it comes to no surprise that Allie Cameron received the ACAC Player of the Year award. Cameron says it's all about teamwork when it comes to her racking up the points.
Sometimes I hit my threes, sometimes I don't, but if I get out and run, the girls find me. So most of my points come off of layups or free throws.
Teammate Sunder West also received an ACAC award for the South Division Rookie of the Year, and as West says, she'd rather be winning championships as a team.
But I'm not really into individual awards. I really liked winning provincials with the whole team.
Heading into provincials with a record of 22-2, Coach Brad Caron also received the ACAC South Division Coach of the Year award, which is his 6th to date. Coach Caron says although he's happy for it, it's all about the players.
I just recruit good players, and I got good players, and they make me a good coach.
The women's basketball team have now won 12 ACAC titles, and they're off to Nanaimo, BC next week to hopefully bring back the Canadian Collegiate Athletic Association national title. For eNEWS, I'm Jessica Goose.
The Kodiaks face the Quest Kermodes on Thursday. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. and you can catch all the men's and women's action live on ccaa.ca.
Speed skating may not hit the headlines as quick as basketball or hockey, but it's fast and was recently on display in Lethbridge. The Lethbridge Speed Skating Association held its annual meet last Saturday. Kyle Kazama was on hand at the event.
Speed was the name of the game at the Nicholas Sheeran Arena on Saturday. Speed skaters from around southern Alberta found themselves at the arena for the 2015 Lethbridge Speed Skating Association meet. The meet is the last big event of the season for the LSSA. Event organizer Charisse Eves says that the club looks forward to the event each year.
We don't do a lot of activities throughout the year here in town. This is our only invitational meet that we put on. So everybody kind of chips in all day when we have a meet.
The event is invitational and separates its divisions by ability and not by age.
So you can have 7-year-olds skating against 10-year-olds depending upon their skill level.
The event's not completely just for fun, though. The spirit of competition was alive and well as skaters were rewarded for strong performances. Skaters participate in multiple distances, with some skaters competing in 6 or more races on the day. Points are awarded on a race-by-race basis, and those who pick up the most points are rewarded with medals. One popular name at the meet was Caleb Mueller. Caleb is a 16-year-old who competed for Team Alberta during the Canada Winter Games. Caleb says that going to the Canada Winter Games was a huge honor.
For me, it wasn't really about how I did in the meet. It was just about going and getting the experience of being at a higher level and a much bigger competition.
Caleb's mother, Stacy Mueller, is the president of the LSSA. She says that the Canada Winter Games had an entirely different atmosphere.
It was about an arena this size, and it was packed, freestanding up top. So just the excitement in the building, people yelling and screaming, you're not used to hearing that.
To no one's surprise, at the end of the meet, Caleb had found himself with the gold medal in his division. His mother, who handed out the medals, was noticeably proud. For eNEWS, I'm Kyle Kazema.
Caleb has 5 other siblings who are also speed skaters. They too competed at the meet, which marked the end of the season for the Lethbridge Speed Skating Association.
That's all the time that we have for today. I'm Eric Mickelson.
And I'm Rachel Crow, Spreading Wings, and we'll see you next time.